Hi, I'm AJ Aquino.
And I'm Luna Ryan.
Welcome back to Blake Buzz. In this episode, we'll see what superpowers our fellow classmates would love to have.
We'll take a look into Coach Thomas's out-of-school life.
We'll watch a PSA about why you should put it out before it puts you out.
We'll see what's up with Sharice.
And lastly, but definitely not least, we'll pay tribute to the one and only Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
All this coming right up on
Blake Buzz.
So AJ, if you could have one superpower, what would it be?
I would love to morph into the dinosaur of my choice so that I could have all the superpowers in one. What about you, Luna?
That's cool, but I would love to fly.
Why?
Just because I think it's cool.
That's good. Well, anyways, let's see what our fellow Yellow Jackets have to say.
Teleportation, because I can teleport anywhere, anytime I want.
Telekinesis, so I could read people's minds.
Teleportation.
I would be the character, the Rock Man.
Teleport, because I could go anywhere in the world I wanted to at any time.
Superpower Wonder Woman would have.
I'd want to fly so I could travel the world.
Flying, because gas costs too much.
Teleportation, because I'm very lazy and it would be better if I just snap my hand and teleport wherever I want to go. Because, it's cheaper, it's better, easier, fun.
I want to float.
Why?
I just want to float.
I would choose to be invisible because sometimes I just want to be in my own world and I just don't want to be around a lot of people. So I feel like being invisible would help with that, being in my own world in space.
I would choose super speed.
Reading people's minds.
To be invisible.
To read people's minds.
Teleportation.
The ability to blow up at any given second.
Those are good ones. They make me rethink my choice.
How cool would it be to work with the Bucks?
It would be so cool. Imagine working hand in hand with Tom Brady and Mike Evans.
Exactly. Good thing we have Coach Thomas to give us a little sneak peek.
My side hustle, I work for Delta Airlines. I was a baggage handler, so we basically put the bags on the plane, and now I'm a screener, so I screen for all the major professional sports teams that come to Tampa, including the Bucks, Rays, and the Lightning. I've been working there about 8 years now. I took on the job. My cousin is a manager at the Delta airport in Atlanta, and he told me about the job, and it's a great little side job that you can do, and you really only have to work 1 day a month. And you get all of the benefits of traveling for free and traveling the world. And I thought it was too good to be true until I applied. And in the 8 years, I've been to, I think, 27 countries, and I've been to 36 states so far. The coolest place I've ever been has to be Rome, because I learned about all this history in social studies going to high school, and I just thought I'd never see those things, so I really didn't pay attention. And to stand outside the Roman Colosseum at sunset and eat pizza and wings was the greatest thing, greatest experience in life. With the perks, we pretty much travel for free. So how it kind of operates, we fly standby. So any empty seat that's on the airline, we fly on those seats on pretty much any airline that we choose. So if they have an empty seat, we go on a list, and if it's available and I'm at the top of the list, I get it. First class, most of the time we fly first class, especially internationally, because those tickets are so expensive that people really don't buy them. When I went to Japan, I looked up the seat right before I got on the plane, and the seat was $12,000 one way to Japan, and they feed you the entire time. I think we ate 4 times on the plane. And the greatest thing on the plane flying first class in Delta One is the ice cream and the freshly baked cookie that they give you, and it's hot. I don't know if they have an oven or a kitchen on there, but that hot cookie was the best. And they just keep bringing you trays of food. You have silverware, not plastic forks and plastic silverware and glass plates and glasses of drinks. They just keep bringing you food the entire trip. And you get a pillow, and the seat turns into a bed. It lays flat, and you totally lay down and go to sleep. So it's so comfortable. It's we landed, and I'm we're here already? Yes, there are some cons, because like I say, we fly standby. So weather delays, cancellations, those things can hinder you. So if I'm on a trip and all of a sudden it's weather somewhere and they cancel a lot of flights, then they have to rebook passengers, and those passengers get put on planes and it fills up all of the seats. So I can get stuck somewhere, and I can get stuck somewhere for days until I can find a seat back. I remember I got stuck. I was in Houston, Texas, trying to get back to Tampa, and something happened in Houston, so I flew to San Antonio, and the same thing happened in San Antonio. So I had to fly from Houston to San Antonio to Nashville to Atlanta. Then I went to New York just to get to Tampa, and I flew all day. So that's the negative of it. But then you look at it when you're all stressed out because you're trying to get home, and you're like, I didn't pay anything, so I'm good. So it's the pros and cons. So at the end of the day, whenever I get frustrated or I get that middle seat, because I talked about first class, but sometimes the only seat left is that middle seat, and you have the person and you're fighting for the elbow room on the plane. I always go online and I look at the cost of what the flight would have cost me, and it calms me down a little bit. I'm like, I didn't pay $500, so I'll sit in this middle seat and be happy and smile. So I just lean back on my headrest, take a nap, because I'm going somewhere to have a good time and I get to relax and unwind. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a con, but of all of the perks, I would say that would probably be the worst part of it when you get stuck somewhere trying to travel or have to go all the way around the world. You probably have to go all the way to LA just to get from Miami to Tampa. So, I would say that's a negative, but hey, I went to LA. So.
Wow, must be nice.
But Luna, did you know that in the state of Florida alone, every day, 1 in 5 deaths are smoking related?
Wow, that's a lot. That's like 1,300 deaths a day.
Exactly. And the number keeps on rising. In fact, if you don't believe us, check out this PSA us film students made about the dangers of smoking.
Mom doesn't like it when you smoke.
You're not my mom. If not for you, try and do it for the others around you.
I think it's crazy how the entire world was waiting for the release of Wakanda Forever.
No, definitely. I was waiting for sure. How about you?
Of course. Well, let's see what our in-house movie reviewer, Sawyer McTighe, has to say about the long-awaited Wakanda Forever.
On November 11th, 2022, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever hit the theaters. I recently saw it, and I'm here to say what you heard about it is true. This is the best MCU movie I've seen in a while, and definitely the most heartbreaking, but I'll get to that in a minute. What I specifically enjoyed about this movie is how visually stunning it is. All the set pieces in CGI are just so well made. But the movie is really about grief, and it handled that subject extremely well. This movie is an excellent tribute to the late, great Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace. It respectfully handles his death while also letting the story play out, which also has a lot to do with loss and grief. So, in conclusion, this movie is beautiful in every sense of the word and makes me sure that Boseman's legacy will carry on even in the afterlife. 10 out of 10.
I think we all can agree that Sawyer did a great job on this one.
Yeah, he did. And today we would like to honor another very special superhero.
This man brought about change and fought crime in the most civilized ways a person could.
Join us as the Blake Buzz crew pay tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was what some may call a hero for the nation. He was determined to bring forth change and equality, not just for Black people, but for all people, no matter what your skin color looked like or where you were from. He is most commonly known for being one of the most prominent figures in the civil rights movement. However, he was also a reverend, orator, and author. Dr. King is commonly known for his March on Washington, where he stated,
"I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creeds. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
The actions of that march and the depth of those words brought forth a monumental change that America had not yet seen. Dr. King, unfortunately, got assassinated at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee on April 4th, 1968. His legacy lives on through the many books, stories, days of remembrance such as Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and of course, the footprint that he left that will forever be remembered. For the WBUZ, this is Ariana Smith.
Well, that's all we have for this episode. I'm AJ Aquino.
And I'm Luna Raymer-Casey. We can't wait to catch up with you again next month for another edition of
Blake Buzz.